I often get asked what I ate on a vegan diet. People assume that I tried a crazy version of the vegan diet, like fruitarian, or that I fasted, or that I juice cleansed, and this is just not the truth. Yes, I ate fruit. Yes, I drank juices. And yes, some days when the fiber was just too much, I would intermittent fast. But I never did anything excessively. I tried to stay as balanced as possible, as balanced as you can be when you exclude so many food groups, animal food groups. So in this video today, I'm going to be flashing pictures of posts that I posted when I was vegan and in that mindset that are pretty embarrassing to me. And I'm also going to be showing you pictures of the food I made when I was vegan because I often posted on social media to promote the lifestyle while suffering in the background towards the end. I'm going to explain a little bit and then I have a poem to read to you guys. The poem I found online. I can't find the original source, so if anyone knows, please link it below, but I did change it a bit to fit me a little bit more. But I resonated so deeply with this poem that I had to include it. So let's begin. So since announcing that I am no longer vegan, I have gotten some very abusive comments from supposedly the most compassionate people, but I have also gotten the most loving support from the quote-unquote animal abusers. Some people think I'm lying about being vegan for 4 years because I want views. Let's get one thing straight. My channel is about authenticity. First, before anything else. If I wanted fast views, I would be on here half naked, twerking, or something because we all know that that is today's most successful marketing strategy for online influencers. But I'm not. I'm sitting down with everyone and being real, trying to figure out what is the real issue here. Talking to people about the struggles that they went through, connecting with fellow ex-vegans, and helping people regain their health, helping people recover from a diet that is supposed to be the best diet on the planet. Trying to open dialogue to promoting greater nutritional education, not pitting the beliefs of vegans against carnists or vice versa. I don't support one diet. I believe from personal experience and from client experience that everyone needs a slightly different diet based on many different factors. I used a mostly carnivore or animal-based diet to heal from veganism because the pendulum needed to swing the other way to bring balance back into my life. Take feelings out of it and you might just have an open enough mind to see the flaws in this plant-based diet. This is an open letter to everyone about my experience and how I feel. At first, I felt great, lighter in body, stomach, and spirit. My health was improving, and I thought I found the jackpot, the secret to life and the secret health. I watched all the documentaries. I posted about it constantly. Told my friends, convinced my boyfriends to go vegan, and yelled at my parents because they didn't understand. I had been suffering so greatly with my health that I sympathized with those animals because I had suffered too. I had been imprisoned in my own health crisis, just like they were imprisoned in those factory farmed cages. So I resonated with their pain deeply. It was a no-brainer. I could improve my health and animals could stay alive. Just when you think you know everything, life throws you a curveball. About 2 years into veganism, I began to have debilitating symptoms, again, but different from my previous health issues. Let's be clear, my health was great for a bit. And then the degenerative symptoms started. I blamed them on the previous pharmaceuticals I had taken years ago and the car accident I was in because I just couldn't fathom having to eat animal products again. I just could not fathom that the healthiest diet on earth was causing these problems. And this narrative that this diet is the healthiest comes from the cult-like vegan behavior, comes from the plant-based doctors that refuse to acknowledge any other diet or any other genetics that could possibly not support a fully plant-based diet. And now the poem. My body started craving the bad stuff, namely meat, eggs. It used to be that when a friend ordered a burger at dinner, I was slightly disgusted. But I started noticing a different reaction. Instead of disgust, I started to salivate. I was exhausted, depressed, and foggy-brained. I wanted to feel strong and grounded again. The impulse to order salmon instead of salad with tofu at my favorite restaurant was overwhelming. And for me as a vegan, I was confused and felt shame. At first I thought, I must be mineral deficient, or maybe I need more concentrated protein. I'll eat more sea vegetables. I'll just add more nuts and hemp seeds and drink more green juice. Then the cravings will stop. Then the symptoms will stop. I'll get my iron levels checked, and I'll get those up. Things will turn around. I just need to adjust my diet. I denied these cravings, and I tried to talk my body out of them. I hid my cravings from myself and my community. I ate more sea vegetables in order to add more minerals to my diet, as I had told so many of my vegan curious friends to do. I chose more protein-heavy plant foods, adding in more beans, tofu, and tempeh on a regular basis, figuring that this was the issue. I avoided sugar and drank green juices by the pint, all in an effort to give my body the nutrition that I thought my body was asking for. I tried for over 4 years to tweak these nutritional issues. I felt ashamed. If I was doing it right, I wouldn't have these cravings, would I? And still, the cravings persisted, and so did the physical pain and degeneration. My face was aging, my body was hurting, I had no energy. My brain fog was getting worse. I was forgetting things 5 minutes after. While these cravings warred with my vegan teacher self, I noticed that most of my health coaching clients were not vegan. Many of them were interested in trying this style of eating, often for the same reasons that I had. They love animals. They don't want to contribute to their suffering. They care about the planet and our global health. They want to feel well in their bodies and lose weight. Yet some of these clients weren't thriving on a vegan diet. Some were sicker and heavier after going vegan than they were before. And they were so ashamed that it didn't work for them when they thought it was moral, right, and kind. Ashamed that the weight loss of others, they had not experienced the same for themselves. They felt like failures. I started feeling like a failure. From that place, they craved something different. They were looking for a state of health and well-being where they didn't feel judged or guilty for their body's needs or cravings. And I told them what I started to tell myself. Some cravings are just your body telling you what it needs. So I began coaching more and more people to trust their bodies, to learn to listen to their own innate knowing, to live their own truth. And as I coached them to live their own truth, I realized I needed to live my own truth and be a shining example. And people began to relax and feel better in their bodies. They lightened up about food and felt better about themselves. Once they started listening to their bodies and trusting themselves, the judgment about food lifted and they started eating better because they wanted to, not because they should. The hardest part for many of these people, was eating animals again. Even though they loved animals and many had rescued their pets from shelters, or donated money to environmental groups, or spent hours crying over the footage that they seen on Earthlings, or the footage that their vegan activist friends shared on Facebook day after day after day. Waking up every day with images of animal abuse in their minds and ignoring the cravings because of this fear-based propaganda. Yes, these factory farms are a problem, but there are other options. There are different ways. Regenerative farming, animal welfare laws, etc. I don't have all the answers, but I know that I can't put myself through this anymore. The hardest part was the shame that they weren't living up to the vegan ideal, that I wasn't a perfect vegan. I saw their struggles and I had the same struggles, and it made me guard my secret more tightly. I had told no one of my own cravings for meat, fish, or eggs. Even as I was helping others come to terms with the perfection of their own bodies and the cravings to learn to love and accept themselves as they were showing up to be honest and real in their own life. I was hiding my own truth from myself because of this dogma, because of the cult-like behavior of vegans, because I was scared to come out publicly and get shamed and get attacked and have to completely reinvent myself. But one day, I decided that there must be others going through this and that I was going to start my YouTube channel to speak about my truth. And now this channel has turned into something beautiful, where we're all speaking our truth, we're all helping people, and we all are recovering from the healthiest diet in the world. Now, as you can see, I ate very healthy. I had beans and grains and nuts and seeds and fruit and vegetables and tofu and tempeh. And I tweaked my diet several times, trying several different versions of the vegan diet, and just none of it worked. Nothing could replace the nutrition. None of it worked. Nothing could replace the nutrition of animal products. And the first egg that I had, my body communicated with me. I could no longer do this. I could no longer starve myself of animal products. I prefer the term post-vegan rather than ex-vegan. I think it fits a little bit better. It makes it seem like I never cared. I cared too much, but my health was suffering. I'm not 100%, but I am so much better. So I do the best that I can. I held the weight of this corrupt world on my shoulders as a vegan until I realized that veganism had also been corrupted. This is not another label. I'm done with that. It's just a clarification. Post-vegan sounds so much better. Post-vegan, a person who researches long-term sustainability, does not eat animals from big agribusiness, consuming only grass-fed animal products, supporting small farms. This person understands that our present food system is terribly flawed and still makes an effort at fighting the problem through a different model, regenerative farming. They also understand that big agro monocropping is just as unethical. Soy, wheat, corn, it also destroys the environment. They try their best to buy as ethical as possible, but also know that forcing a specific diet or lifestyle on someone that is not working, that may cause more suffering to them through health problems, is also as unethical. After all, we are animals too, and we cannot remove ourselves from nature without consequences. What's scary to me is that fellow human beings, known as vegans, think that ex-vegans are lying, think that everyone can thrive on a vegan diet, and that's just not true. So if you want to eat a vegan diet and you feel great on a vegan diet, that's your prerogative and not my business. But who I speak up for on this channel is ex-vegans, people who tried it and had health problems and can't make it work. So if you're a vegan abolitionist, then you are a direct threat to my health. You are trying to abolish the very foods that brought me back to life, and that I have a problem with. Thank you everyone for listening.